Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Locker Room Podcast. I'm joined by Sharpie, as always.
Hello, Oliver.
Yep, I forgot to introduce myself there, but we'll move on. Rough start. There's no Premier League on this weekend, and it's international games, and I don't really care for international friendlies. I don't think you do either.
No, I think it's World Cup qualifiers. I'm pretty sure because Australia played China this morning.
No one really cares about international games, do they? Though.
Oh, we beat China 3-0.
I did not watch that. No, I did.
Big Awer Mabel scoring. Love it.
Did Suda score a hat trick of headers?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, he won't be.
He did play surprisingly. He did play surprisingly. I didn't expect him to play at all.
He'll be in the Premier League soon enough with Stoke.
Yeah. It's going to be good to watch him.
All right, we'll review the Premier League games from some of the Premier League games from the weekend just gone. Firstly, City demolishing Arsenal 5-0. I mean, it was expected. But thoughts on the game and especially Xhaka's red card? I'm interested to hear what you think.
Yeah, I don't know about Xhaka's red card. Honestly, I feel like they just sent him off because it's Xhaka. Really, it's hard. It's hard to tell on that one there. But I wasn't happy with the red card, and I hate Arsenal. So, yeah, what about you?
I have only seen a few clips of it, but I mean, it didn't seem exactly that it needed. It looked like the umpire was reaching for a yellow card, and then when he was walking over there, he changed his mind, and he's like, "No, I'll give him a red."
Yeah.
Arsenal would have got battered anyway, but it would have been interesting to see if they actually had 11 men. Would it still be 5-0?
They played horrendous everywhere over the pitch. I think they had 125 passes at like a 68% pass accuracy, and Man City had 693 with a 92% pass accuracy.
The first 5 minutes or so they looked half decent, but after that,
they had one shot, and City had 25.
It's funny how the only world-class player they've probably got in there is Aubameyang, and he's doing nothing.
As bad as like they were, Leno sort of did play all right. He had a couple of good saves.
That's what I was about to say. He's their next best player. I really like Leno.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. That is a good player. I can also Ferran Torres scoring, getting an assist as well. Gabriel Jesus, nice cross into Gundogan, and also picking up himself a goal.
Is Matt Ryan still at Arsenal?
No, he went to Real Sociedad, pretty sure.
Oh, there you go. It shows how much been paying attention to. Oh yeah, because Arsenal bought in bloody. What's that goalkeeper's name that's been all over the Twitter? I forget his name already. Ramsdale, that's it.
Oh yeah, Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah.
I actually found a funny fact about Ramsdale. He went to Sheffield United, I think, and then they got relegated. Then he went to Bournemouth, they got relegated.
So Arsenal are getting relegated.
Now he's gone to Arsenal, and
they're at the bottom of the table.
Yeah. No, he went to Bournemouth. Then the Bournemouth got relegated. Then yeah. Forgot about that for a second.
We can only hope they get relegated. That'd be.
I can hope too. Local Stoke man doing bits.
Stoke go up into the Premier League. Arsenal go down into the Championship. It sounds right.
Yeah, makes sense.
The next game to review is Liverpool-Chelsea. Obviously, it finished 1-1. Liverpool dominated the stats, obviously facing 10 men after half-time. First of all, I don't know. I don't think Havertz meant that header goal. It was a good goal. I don't think he meant it, though. I think it was maybe going across goal back post, but geez, if he meant that, that's a really good goal. But terrible marking by Andy Robertson, whose first game back. But I've got an email popped up.
It's match awareness, really.
Yeah, I was disappointed by that goal. But what are your thoughts on the tackle and not the tackle, the handball and penalty and that whole situation?
Yeah, I feel like that's a fair red card. You can't.
When watching it, I thought it's definitely a penalty, and I thought it'd be a yellow card. And then when the red card came out, I'm like, Jesus, that's a bit. I'm
surprised. I'm surprised Rudiger didn't get a red card or something. He scuffed the penalty spot.
He got a yellow card. That's a scum move. Just
the player that really impressed me though was Mendy. He had 6 saves.
Yeah,
the New York keeper.
I was a bit worried. What's that? Sorry.
Wasn't he your keeper of the year? You say he's going to get Golden Glove or something?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, he did
I,
well.
I knew that he was always going to be an issue because he's just so tall and he's like Courtois basically, except I probably Mendy's playing probably better. I don't know. I don't watch
Yeah, he
much
played
Real
really
Madrid,
well.
but yeah, I felt like it was a yellow card, and then when I saw it and I kept watching the replay back, you could see like after it hit his arm, you could see. I know it's probably in just your reactions, but he kind of flings his arm forward towards like if he didn't do that movement and it just hit his arm and didn't go in, I think it would have just been a penalty and a yellow card. But the fact that he pushed his arm forward, I think red was a right call.
It's accidental, but like you still can't do it. Obviously, you should do like what Ramos does perfectly, and like what a lot of other centre backs do is they just have their hands behind their back the whole time.
Tuck them, yeah. But I think it was definitely a red card after watching it. But it did kind of ruin, obviously, Rudiger with the scum move that annoyed me when I saw it. Luckily, Salah scored it still, but
it was good for my fantasy.
Yeah, my fantasy too, actually. But I feel like after halftime, I wasn't actually confident that we could get the win. I knew we would get the stats and everything would be peppering them and stuff, but I feel like we had a better chance of scoring when they actually had 11 men because they just sat everyone in the box.
Yeah, parked the bus. Yeah,
you couldn't get past them. It was disappointing.
It's a bit of a snooze fest.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, I was surprised Jurgen didn't bring on Thiago Alcantara at halftime for Harvey Elliott. I mean, he waited too long. I mean, especially when they're going to be sitting everyone behind the ball, you need someone like Thiago that can just pick his passes. But I mean, I feel like we should have won that. But what can you do? I guess we'll take a point against Chelsea, who are probably, you would argue, favourites over Liverpool to win the title. And behind Man City.
Yeah, probably even, I reckon.
This game isn't necessarily a talking point game. I wanted to bring something up. It was Everton versus Brighton, 2-0. Did you see the fight between over the penalty?
Yeah, nearly got into a fight. Big Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. I mean, that like Richarlison's always been like that though. Like he's always been fiery and everything. Even when he was at Watford, he's been the same type of player. So I feel like even though you would think like Richarlison probably would want him to take the penalty, you got to put your best player, your best finisher in there in Calvert-Lewin to take the penalty.
And that was a banging penalty that he took.
Yeah, well, he scored a good one against Leeds the other week as well. So.
Yeah, so I think there shouldn't have been an argument about it. But do you think that's playing into many of the rumours of him leaving next summer? Or
well, there were talks in the transfer window that PSG were going to try and get Richarlison, or it was either PSG or Juventus, one of those teams, that they were going to try and get Richarlison in. But I think Everton wanted like 80 million or something for him, which I think because if it was the last week of the transfer window, you're going to ask for a big price for your players.
Yeah. You can't replace them necessarily.
That game was really good for Alan. He controlled the midfield though. I think he had 94% pass accuracy, 5 tackles and 1 assist, if I remember correctly.
Had him on my bench for fantasy.
I think what people might be looking into is Damari Gray. He scored again. And like I've said a couple of times now, an absolute steal of a player. Didn't look that great at Leicester, played well at Birmingham, went to Bayer Leverkusen, played half a season there. I think he did all right, but he's come back into the Premier League and he's doing well now.
Only 2 mil. It was only like 2 point something million as well. So I mean,
I think also Brighton were pretty unlucky not to get a goal.
Yeah.
So like that, I think they have way more possession than Everton. That Basuma is going to be a star for Brighton. I like, but also Rafa's undefeated.
Yeah.
At Everton.
I don't like Everton, but I like Rafa. So I mean, I don't mind seeing him do well. But was I wrong about? Obviously, there's still a lot of the season to go. But Brighton are proving me wrong after I put them in my relegation teams.
I put him in as well, and I still put Robert Sanchez and Ben Dunk in my fantasy team. So
That's a total flip around. Last game we'll review now. I dread talking of this, but it's Wolves versus United. Now, United won 1-0, but there's several talking points. Wolves probably should have won, I think. De Gea went back to 2016, 2017 mode where he was just pulling out saves from nowhere.
yeah,
And I think the discussion point is the Pogba tackle that led to the goal that they scored. There's so much going around it. Firstly, not only the tackle, but when in the first half, when Bruno Fernandes went down, Wolves kicked it out straight away. Like no time at all. They just kicked it out straight away and they went and checked up on him. Whereas Ruben Neves goes down, United keep playing and then kick a goal. So, I mean, that's the first thing. And then obviously VAR and the tackle. What are your thoughts on that tackle?
it was a stupid tackle, to be honest, and I think that's pretty dirty for Man United to do that. To go and score, especially when one of your players goes down, even though it's Bruno Fernandes, goes down easy. And for Wolves to do the right thing, even though it's not a rule, it's still the right thing
agreement.
To do. Yeah,
it's an
that you do something like that because you're going to get the ball back anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think it matters.
I'm just amazed that led to a goal. Yet I don't know if VAR actually. I think VAR would have done a check, but for VAR to not find a foul there when you played in slow motion, that's just as bad as Xhaka's tackle.
What's the point of VAR then? If it's not going to be consistent.
You can see the shin pad moving. Pogba might be lucky to get the top of the ball, maybe just, but his studs are up and he's hitting his shin. I don't know. That could easily, if that was not a goal, and say Ruben Neves went down straight away, that could easily have been called a red card straight up. But because it's ended in a United goal, I don't dare me say it as a Liverpool fan. I think they've been gifted to win.
Exactly.
They were dominated the whole game. And I'll tell you what's even worse. Bloody Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last week when Southampton scored an equaliser, clear no foul. He's arguing that it's a foul and all this, and he went through the back of him and stuff. And then he's asked about that tackle, and he's like, "Oh, I think it was a clean tackle. I think
exactly.
The referees aren't calling it as much now." And I'm like, "You're just taking both sides." It's like Jesus.
That's stupid.
Yeah, United gifted to win as always. Isn't that right?
I didn't see much from Sancho or Bruno that game though.
Yeah, they were pretty disappointing. Bruno just goes missing too often. I think that brings it back to the KDB debate. KDB always has consistency where he's stringing these passes in and creating chances, but Bruno has games where he just goes missing and doesn't really do anything.
I think Varane though was exceptional. I think. I think was it his first game? Was he second game?
It was his first game.
But yeah, he did well. Obviously, he's a world-class defender, so you can't expect nothing less. But yeah, it was really good to see. See, they got a good pass into Greenwood.
Yeah,
obviously got an assist. So
I reckon the keeper could have done better. I mean, it was iffy, but he could have done a bit better. But I've had a few Man United mates of mine message me saying they think Varane should be United's captain already. Jesus, I mean, you'd be a bit stiff to overlook Bruno Fernandes. I thought the way he's changed him, I thought he would be the next captain. But I mean, do you make a Cam captain? I don't know. It's
most teams do make their centre backs captain.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
most teams also make their goalkeepers captain. But
Maguire's captain, isn't he?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they should just leave it for now. You can't make De Gea captain, and I don't think you can make Varane captain after he's been there for a couple of weeks. Move on to some transfers. Obviously, we'll start with the biggest one of all. We heard about it the night after we did last week's podcast where we thought he was going to Man City, and that's Ronaldo to Man United. Thoughts on that?
Well, it was a surprise last minute turnaround there. I was expecting to see him in a City jersey, and that didn't happen. No, it's a good welcome back to Man United for Ronaldo. He's going to be there for 2 years, I'm pretty sure. I think Sir Alex Ferguson had something to do with it. I think,
Yeah.
or something like that. I think Bruno also had something as well, being Portugal teammates. I want to know, is Kenny still do it in the Prem at 36? I know it's Ronaldo and he's a world-class player, and can he still do it though?
I don't think he wins them the Premier League or anything. He improves them. I don't think he wins them the league. But I think with the players that they've got around him now, people were going to say that he'd just score tap-ins at Man City, which he would have. But I mean, is it much different to United when they're going to have Rashford down the left, Pogba and Fernandes in the middle with Sancho at the right, and I mean that's a pretty formidable attack.
Yeah, I don't know how he would have been able to fit into Pep's system anyway.
It'd be interesting to see how he works with Fernandes, because usually from when I've watched Portugal play, Fernandes can go missing at times when playing alongside Ronaldo, whether that's just because he's international team or if it's maybe Ronaldo. I don't know if he'll have the impact, and then Fernandez's goals are going to be cut in half because he's not going to be taking penalties, I dare say.
Yeah, but his assists might go up a bit. Might go up a bit more.
So yeah, I think it's good for football. I think if he went to Man City, it would have been a bit of a shit show. But and now there's a dog barking. It's back. We're not even onto the doggies yet. But yeah, I think it's good for football that he went back to United.
Yeah.
Well, we may as well keep with United. Sorry to cut you off there. Rhys James leaving United for a rival, Leeds, which does rivals really hold much weight anymore?
No, I don't know, not really. I think Aurier is open to moving to Arsenal now that he's a free agent. So who knows? It's good to see him out of United. He's a class player. He was great at Swansea. I think he'll provide good competition for Rafinha. Maybe Rafinha can slide into the number 10 role.
He just needed more game time.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously a loan move would have been bad for him.
Yeah.
Didn't want to stifle him anymore. But, I reckon he'll do well at Leeds. He's got good pace. He can finish well. Can create good chances. He's going to probably play for a proper manager now in Bielsa. So,
yeah. Laser fraud.
That's going to trigger a few fans.
Stuff you, Lockie.
He's still only 23 and he can play both sides. So, it's good. I'm looking forward to seeing how Daniel James goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think he'll prove a few, especially United. I saw a fair few United people hating on him the last time he played. So
I don't think he deserved that at all.
No. I mean, why aren't they hating on Sancho yet?
I mean, you have Jesse Lingard who didn't score a goal the whole season, like 2 seasons ago, and yet you're still happy with him in your team.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. But
surprised he didn't get a move to West Ham.
Yeah, well, I thought he needs to leave them. He needs to leave United.
How well did he do at West Ham?
I don't like Lingard, but him at West Ham, that was actually enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, he was really good there.
We'll move on. I know you have a couple of transfers that you want to go in a bit of depth about, so I'll let you do that.
Yeah, well, Saul to Chelsea. I didn't expect him to end up going to Chelsea. I thought Chelsea would more settled on Koundé. That's obviously a centre-back different position. Obviously, that fell through, unfortunately. It would have been nice to see him in the Prem. But no, I like Saul. He's just a standard box-to-box midfielder. He's versatile. He can play either side of the midfield. He can also play left back, I'm pretty sure. He came off a good season. Missed a few games, though. He had 19 interceptions. He's a good fit for Chelsea. He brings that fluidity into the midfield with his passing and that. So, yeah, I like it. It was obviously linked with United and heavily linked with Liverpool at one point in the window as well.
Yeah, it's tough.
And Another one, Camavinga went to Real Madrid from Rennes. This is a good move for him. He's only 18 years old. They're building something special here. I think Real Madrid getting all these good young players in. He's going to provide great competition for Valverde, Modric, Casemiro, and Toni Kroos. And another midfielder you slot nicely into the right side as well. He's a great tackler. He can play as a holding midfielder. He can also push up the field and do well on a counter attack. He doesn't score many goals, but I think this is going to be a good signing for them and for the future as well.
Yeah, you don't need him to score many goals though. The type of player he is.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Quick question for you though. Where do you think Saul fits in with Chelsea? Because who do you think he takes out of that midfield? I mean, you got Jorginho, Kante. They usually play a 5-back formation. So I'm just trying to think, do they have a third midfielder usually, or do they have 3 up top and 2 in the midfield? I'm pretty sure, don't they?
Who knows, depending on what Tuchel wants to do. I could see him maybe taking Jorginho's spot some games. Maybe they do go 3 in the midfield. I mean, it's a very defensive midfield.
Yeah. And then
But, like he can be sort of the creator, sort of plays, sits in the pockets and everything. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Maybe he takes Mason Mount's role.
Well, I was about to say, you think about that team now. If they're playing 3 up the top, they got 4 players they probably need to play out there. They've got Mason Mount, Lukaku, Havertz, and Werner. I mean, one of them's got to miss out. It's probably going to be Werner, you'd think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Maybe Mount gets moved back to a central role and Werner gets chucked out on the wing. And
well, also they could, because they play like a high line. So with like Rhys James, he's sort of almost at a right mid spot.
Yeah.
So who knows? You could end up going there, maybe as Azpilicueta going back to left back, and then maybe seeing Saul sit next to the midfielders there. So yeah.
Well, yeah, when they do list the team for them, they are listed as a 3-back, but it's just I think the best way to word it is a very attacking 5-back formation.
Yeah, they'd probably change from a 3-5-2 to a 5-3-2.
Yeah. A move that didn't go through, a couple of moves that didn't go through. Harry Kane didn't get his exit. I don't know if he'll get his go at Man City now. I don't know if they'll want to pay for that much for him next season when they can get probably Haaland or maybe Mbappe. I don't think that will get Mbappe, but we'll get.
Yeah, I think Real Madrid are pretty much set on Mbappe.
Yeah,
and I think he's set there as well. So.
Do you think Kane will get a move next season to Man City, or do you reckon he'll go
Spurs
elsewhere?
don't pull their finger out of their ass and do well, I think they will, yeah.
I think Levy's winning the battle right now of wanting to get 150 mil though for him. I mean,
yeah,
can't blame him.
You're going to pay that much money for someone like Harry Kane. Yeah. That's money well spent. And it just depends on how you're going to reinvest that money.
Yeah, and United aren't in need of one now. You wouldn't think so.
Well, for the next 2 years, I don't think so.
I think it's Man City versus the field. I don't really know who else can get Harry Kane. And another move that didn't go through, Mbappe. Now, who's more stupid here? PSG not accepting 200 mil for a player that can sign a pre-contract for free in the is it winter break?
Yeah, winter transfer window. Yep.
Winter transfer window, or Real Madrid offering 200 million for a player that they can get for free in a couple months.
Yeah, PSG is stupid here. They should have just let him walk, honestly. Like, you've got Messi, Neymar, those two players can get you, and Damari. Those two players can get you goals without Mbappe. So you don't need, like, Mbappe. I think Mbappe scored a couple of goals on the weekend for PSG as well. So yeah, so it was a bit stupid. I think 180 million. They were going to try and meet in the middle at 180 million. I thought that would have gone through maybe if it was a structured payment, maybe sort of money this year, money next year, and then goals obviously. But yeah, you're going to lose a player of that quality and at that age as well. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing there.
Do you think there's any possibility another team could get Mbappe other than Madrid if it does come to a?
Well, now it's going to go down to wages and stuff. So
yeah,
it's going to be dependent on who can pay his wages.
I'd love to see him come to Liverpool. I've seen him talk about Liverpool several times and stuff, and he likes Klopp and TAA and everything. But do Liverpool have enough money to pay his wages? I mean,
I think it's going to be more set on him going to Real Madrid. I've seen the photo. I think everyone's seen the photo of him having like the Ronaldo posters in his room and everything. So yeah, I don't know if Liverpool are even going to be interested in him.
I feel like for me at least, La Liga is just, I don't want to watch it anymore, to be honest. I used to watch a few games, but I mean, Atletico Madrid getting back Griezmann, haven't even put that down there, but getting him back for 40 million, a loan to buy for 40 million or something.
Plus 40 million,
That absolutely fleeced Barcelona. Barcelona are in major trouble, but
they're still going to be the second best team in that league, though.
Like third,
second or third, depending on Atletico. I mean, Atletico did win the title last year, so it makes.
But yeah, that's. I mean, if Mbappe goes there, he's the face of the league already straight away. I guess that's probably what he wants. He wants to be the face of a team. He wants to be the face of a league type situation.
It's going to be interesting to see how him and Hazard play together.
Yes, it will be if Hazard can stay on the pitch. The last point I've got here, Liverpool making no moves, disappointing, but my hopeful side is that no moves now, and maybe in winter or the next summer, we can make a marquee signing, because everyone says that we probably don't have the money to sign this player or that player, but I'm very confused. Why don't we have the money? I mean, we won the title not long ago. We won the Champions League. We haven't made a great deal of signings since then. We haven't spent a lot of money, at least. I mean,
didn't you just buy Konate?
Yeah, we bought a Konate, who's probably a third string centre back.
$36 million is a lot for a third string centre back.
Yeah. But I feel like next summer. But I was reading things about Jamie Carragher, and he's like, it's understandable, as FSG, they prefer to buy cheap and build the players up, build up their values, like Andy Robertson and players like that, and even Joe Gomez. But I think the fans are probably going to get a bit impatient if they keep doing that, just spending small amounts of money when they could go out and get other big players. But that's my opinion. Did you want to talk about Stoke at all? Since they made
we lost
few transactions.
Yeah, we lost to Fulham.
Oh yeah, 3-0.
Terrible performance. I mean, Fulham are going to probably go back into the Premier League next season, then get relegated again, and then just going to keep cycling that. We made a few transactions. Brought in Delaney from Huddersfield on a free contract. I think we were linked with Patrick Roberts from Man City, also another free. We've had 30 transfers this window, and we only brought in 9 players.
We got
rid of that many players, and it was good because we got rid of all the crap players that we don't need anymore.
It's good to see that you're not calling Joe Allen crap.
I think we spent $5 million on transfers, and we brought in 9 players. So obviously a couple of loans. We brought in Ben Wilmot. I think that cost us $3 million. And then I can't remember the other bloke we bought as well. We brought in another bloke, but I can't remember his name. We brought in Romain Sawyers from West Bromwich Albion, which I think that's going to be good for us in that midfield. So, yeah.
Back to the Premier League next season.
Hopefully.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, that's it for the Premier League and a little bit of the Championship with Sharpie. We'll go on to that time of the week. Slugs. Horsy. Now, I'm hoping that was loud enough. That's a bit of a problem there, but we'll move on. So last week, Slug had 100%. Obviously, got 2 for 2. The each way of the day got scratched, so we won't include that. So tomorrow he's got race 3, number 6 at Moonee Valley, Taunting. Race 5, number 3 at Moonee Valley, Portland, Sky. And his each way of the day is race 7, number 2 at Moonee Valley, Wild Planet. So hopefully he can back up another week and stay on the winning side of things. AFL, finish it off with it. Before we get into the games, there's one discussion point that's been all over the news is Toby Green's incident. Before I give my thoughts, what do you think, Sharpie?
I mean, obviously you can't touch the umpire in that, but for the umpire to say something and then go back on it, I think is stupid. And for the AFL to appeal it after the finals is also stupid. And him getting 6 weeks is also stupid.
League's stupid.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I think that like you said, you can't touch the umpire. I mean, Lockie Neal did it earlier this year, obviously in a different fashion, and only got a fine.
Tom Hawkins did it like 3 years ago, got 1 week.
Swiped at the umpire.
Where's the consistency?
Yeah. It's and people say there's no Toby tax, and I agree that you can't necessarily apply Toby tax to this. But if the AFL is appealing, I think there is a situation where that's happening, because if that's Joel, I know Joel Selwood or someone like that wouldn't do it. What would Joel Selwood get? He would get 2 weeks maybe, and if that, and if he got that, I don't think
the umpire
AFL
probably gets suspended.
Yeah, true. But like they had even like Pendlebury and everyone come out backing up Toby Green. Like it's definitely interesting. Like even in the description of the ruling, it was like intentional, demonstrative, and disrespectful. And I was watching it, the live feed of it, and it was like Matt Stevick said, who's a good umpire. He's one of the umpires I actually don't mind. He said that it wasn't. He didn't think it was intentional. He didn't think it was demonstrative, and he didn't at the time. He didn't think it was disrespectful, but looking back on the clip now, he can see how it could be disrespectful, and he didn't think it was any of those. So that's why he didn't report him on the day. So I mean, the AFL is clutching at straws to try and get him more weeks. They're making it demonstrative and all this fancy wording, but like you said, any other AFL player, or not any other, if that's a Geelong player, he's not getting 3 weeks, and he's not getting appealed.
Player.
Yeah, he's not getting appealed by the AFL either. Like if so what happens here? Because usually if the player appeals the call and it's not changed, usually they get an extra couple of weeks. Does it work in reverse?
Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't. Yeah.
But I think, and Jonathan Brown had a good point on the I think it was AFL 360 that he was on. He said that the 3 AFL games that he's going to be missing or possibly missing is 2 finals and the grand final. I think that is equivalent to 6 games of a regular season. You can't argue that. Like, obviously he plays on the edge. He's one of my favorite players to watch. One of the best players in the league, but I feel like there is a bit of a Toby tax personally.
Yeah.
And it's just annoying. The AFL trying to get him 6 weeks. I find 3 weeks fair in a way, but if they do give him 6, that's the part that will annoy me.
I mean, it's going to be talked about all of tonight in the game. So
can't wait to hear Caroline Wilson's point on everything again. Jesus.
Yeah, should be fantastic.
Quick, another point is one of your doggies players, Cody Waitman, copping heaps of flack on Instagram. I mean, it's pretty rough, isn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't deserve that.
I mean, I hated watching it. I don't think many of the free kicks were there, but then again,
someone's a bit upset.
But then again, he's not the one calling them. He's only getting them. It's not like there was 1 or 2 maybe he sold, but there was 2 definitely that he didn't sell, that the umpire just made a really poor decision. And now they've made him hated by everyone because the umpire couldn't make the right decision. So, I mean, I feel it's a bit unfair. I don't like him because of it, but definitely wouldn't go on Instagram, start abusing him.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve that.
We'll get into the games now. Tonight, Cats v GWS without obviously Toby Green. Who you got?
I'm hoping GWS, but I'm probably going to say Geelong.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think GWS beat them a couple of weeks ago without Toby Green. Oh, no, sorry, he was playing, but they had a fair few out. So, I mean, they're capable of doing it. And God, it would be funny if Dangerfield and Selwood got knocked out by
out in straight sets. That'd be hilarious.
Straight sets and by a Toby Greenless GWS.
And what are they going to complain about? What's Scott going to complain about? I'm sure you'll have some to complain about. Usually does every other time.
Yeah, let's see how many free kicks Selwood can draw tonight. It's going to be. There should be an over/under market on that. But yeah, I'm going to go. My brain says Cats, but my heart says GWS. But I'm going to go with Geelong to win, so I don't give that a bad tip. And the second game is Lions versus your Doggies at Metricon. No, is it Metricon? No, the Gabba. Sorry.
Yeah.
Who have you got? I'm guessing Western Bulldogs.
Yeah, I got Bulldogs. I reckon they looked really good last week against Essendon. So, I think they're back to its best. So I've got Bulldogs.
I think the Lions forward line is a bit of an issue without Hipwood, and I think McStay got injured last week and he won't be returning this week. So I think there's a bit of an issue up forward there. And God, I don't want to see the Bulldogs go through. I really don't want to. But I think they're going to win, and that's the part that's going to annoy me. So I'm going to go the Doggies. But in saying that, I think the Lions are probably the better dry weather team. So who knows? Who knows?
Well, hopefully it's Bulldogs.
Well, we'll have a few tweets of your reaction depending on who wins. Well, that's it for this week. Now, next week we could have more than one special guest. Hopefully, we'll
something's in the works.
Yeah, something's in the works. It's more than likely it won't be a Friday, so we'll keep Twitter up to date with when the next one is. But next week it will be around the NFL since it's the first week of the NFL. So make sure to tune in if you're an NFL fan at least. I'm sure Sharpie's got some interesting takes on Jameis Winston.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
You're going to enjoy talking about that, aren't you?
Yeah, it's going to be spectacular.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here again, Sharpie.
Yeah, too easy.
And goodbye.